Hello everyone, welcome back to the online learning session. In the previous session, we have been learn the various steps of preparation of final accounts of a sole proprietorship. Along with that, we have also understood the pro formas of trading account, profit and loss account, and a balance sheet. And we have also seen the various adjustments which are given on a particular numerical when we are solving the numerical of final accounts. So today we are going to see the practical numerical or the example of preparation of the final accounts of a sole proprietor. So here in this particular slide, if you see, the numerical is given that from the following trial balance of Sham Ghodke Evla as on 31st March 2020, prepare trading profit loss account and a balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. So the trial balance as on 31st March 2020 is given. So the debit balances and credit balances were given. So on the debit side we have the total of 7,80,000 and on the credit side also we have 7,80,000. And the various adjustments were given, like the first adjustment is on 31st March 2020. Stock was valued rupees 25,000 as per market value and rupees 20,000 as per book value. So those are two values which are given. Then second adjustment is given, depreciate furniture and machinery by rupees 8,000 and 4,000 respectively. So for closing stock we can do the direct entry as per the adjustment. For depreciation, the depreciation will be deducted from the assets, like we have the furniture here and we have also the machinery here. So we need one line blank below these items. Then we have third adjustment, outstanding wages. So when outstandings were there, it will be added to the respective item. So here if we have the wages, so we have to do the adjustment on this item. Then next will be the insurance premium, which is a prepaid. So when prepaid were there, we have to deduct it from the respective item. So here insurance is there, so we have to deduct it from the insurance premium. And we have to give the second effects of all these transactions into the respective accounts. Then provide bad and doubtful debt at 10% on salary debtors. So here debtors are there, so we have to do the provision of RDD on debtors. So this is all about the numerical. Now we'll see how to solve this numerical. So now we'll solve the numerical. So in the screen you can see, first we need to prepare the various formats of the ledgers. So first we have to prepare a trading account. You can take almost up to 10 rows to prepare the trading account. So here you will see the debit, credit, particular, and there are two amounts column, inner column and outer column, and again particular amount. So there are two columns for the credit also of the amount. Then we have to draw the pro forma of profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March. Particular amount, particular amount, debit and credit, and we have to draw the pro forma of balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. So what to do to solve this particular numerical? So from step 1 is identification of these transactions, then identify their debit balances and credit balances. So already it is given, so no need to think about those. Then we have to transfer those respective items into the respective ledgers. So there are certain items, those are part of the trading account, there are certain items, those are part of profit and loss account, and there are certain items, those are part of the balance sheet. So as we have seen the important points of preparation of sole proprietorship, in that there is one aspect that all the debit items are always transferred to either trading account debit side or profit and loss account debit side or the balance sheet asset side. So this is the point to be remembered. Then all the credit balances are always transferred either on the credit side of trading account or on the credit side of profit and loss account or at the liability side of a balance sheet. So by step 1 we'll do will post each and every trial balance items into the respective ledger. So first, stock on 1st April 2019. So it is a opening stock. So opening stock, it is a direct expenses. So we have to write down it into the trading account. So to stock and directly at the outer column. Then second item is machinery. So machinery is an asset, and on machinery there is a adjustment. So for machinery we have to keep one line blank in machinery column. So machinery is an asset, so at the asset side we have to write down it. Then in a balance sheet we don't have the debits and credits, so it is by mistake. So please be remember that on the balance sheet we don't have the debits and credits. So liability amount, assets amount. Then machinery is written as 1,64,000, and in inner we have written it, and after doing the adjustments we will get this figure. How you will get this figure, I'll let you know in the coming part. Then the third item is office rent. So office rent is an expenditure, so it is related to the office, so indirect expenses. So here we'll write down to office rent 20,000. You can keep one line blank over here if needed. It is up to you. Then the next is return inward. So return inward, we have to subtract it from the items. So return outwards and return inwards, those are the things which we need to be subtracted from the sales and the purchases. So we'll keep this, and in the coming part we'll do the posting. Then we have the next item, salaries. So salaries is an expenditure, so at the debit side of the profit and loss account we will write. So there will be no adjustment, so directly we have written 30,000 in the outer column. Then we have the wages, 20,000. Wages is a direct expense, so trading account, and there is an adjustment of outstanding wages. So we'll have the wages over here and we'll keep one line blank. So we have written it into the inner column, so because the adjustment is there. Then we have the discount allowed. So discount allowed is at the profit and loss account debit side. Then we have the carriage inward, which is at the debit side of the profit and loss account. Then we have the carriage outward, which is at the trading account debit side. Then we have the factory rent, so which is an direct expense. So here factory rent 5,000. Then purchases, it will be on the debit side of the trading account here, and we have to do the return inward and outwards on sales and purchases. Then we have the insurance, so we have to keep one line blank and we have written it into the inner column, 2,25,000. Then insurance is a direct expense, so indirect expense, so profit and loss account debit side. Then we have furniture, it is an asset, so at the asset side of the balance sheet. Then we have the debtors, that is 2 lakh, it is an asset, so here adjustment will be there on furniture, so we keep one line blank and we have written it in the inner column. And how this outer figure come, I will let you know, because the adjustment is there. Then the debtors, so debtors were written over here in the inner column because the adjustment is there. Now we have done with the debit balances except the return inwards. Then we'll see the credit balance. Creditors, it is a liability, so at the liability side we will write in the outer column. Then we have bills payable, again it is a liability, so at the outer column. Then we have sales, so trading account credit side we have sales. Then we have to keep one line blank for doing the returns adjustment. Then we have the commission income, so profit and loss account. We have the capital 3,25,000, and we have the commission, that is 2,000, so which is credited to the profit and loss account, and capital is on the liability side of a balance sheet. So all these items were posted into the respective ledgers like trading account, profit loss account, and balance sheet. Now the next step is of doing the adjustments on these particular items, those who have been in the inner column. So first we'll do the adjustment of closing stock. So here the closing stock is always valued at market price or cost price, whichever is less. So here the closing stock value 20,000 is less, so closing stock 20,000 at the trading account credit side. And the second effect of this particular transaction is on the asset side. So here closing stock 20,000. Then second adjustment is depreciate furniture and machinery by rupees 8,000 and 4,000. So depreciation. So before doing this adjustment, we'll see these two adjustments, that is return inward and return outward. So return outwards are deducted from the purchases, whereas return inwards are deducted from the sales. So we have done this. Return outwards were subtracted from the purchases. So you will get 2,25,000 minus 3,000, 2,20,000 outer column, and we have the sales less return inward, 4 lakh minus 2,000, 3,98,000. Then we'll see the adjustment. So furniture depreciation will be deducted 8,000. So 80,000 minus 8,000, you will get 72,000. Now you are clear with how this figure comes. And 8,000. So first effect is here. Second effect, depreciation is a loss. So at the debit side of profit and loss account, to depreciation furniture 8,000. Then the second is machinery. So 4,000 will be the depreciation. So from machinery subtract depreciation 4,000, you will get 1,60,000. So here you are clear with this figure how it comes. So 4,000 depreciation is an expenses, so debited to the profit and loss account, and total of these two were forwarded to the outer column. Then the next adjustment is outstanding wages, which is amounted to rupees 5,000. So wages is at the debit side, so we have written it in the inner column. So we'll do the adjustment. Outstanding wages were added to the wages, and the second effect of those outstanding wages will be so before doing that wages adjustments, we'll see the adjustment of RDD, that is 10% on sundry debtors. So here debtors were given, so we are going to reduce the RDD 10% of 2 lakh, which is 20,000, and outer column 1,80,000, and we'll have 20,000 onto the debit side of the profit and loss account, that is to RBDD 20,000. Then the next adjustment is of the outstanding wages. So here the outstanding wages were added to the wages, and you will get 20,000 plus here 5,000 will be there. By mistake it is 25,000, but at the outer you will see 25,000. So 20,000 plus 5,000, 25,000, and then the second effect of this will be at the liability side of the balance sheet, where outstanding wages 5,000 were returned. Then we have the last adjustment, that is insurance premium 200, which is a prepaid. So here insurance is in the inner column, so we have to subtract 200 from it, and the second effect will be given to the asset side, that is prepaid insurance. So like this, less prepaid insurance minus 200, so we will get 800, and here also you will get 200. So now you have been done with all the adjustments and postings. So the last thing of doing the tally of this is doing the casting of each and every account. So first we'll do the trading account tally. So here you will see the total of credit side is bigger, which is 4,18,000. Same we'll write to the debit. So here you will have the difference at the debit side. So it is called as to gross profit carried down 1,39,000. Now this gross profit is brought to the profit and loss account. So it is a gross profit. So by gross profit brought down, here 1,39,000 plus 2,000. So again we need to do the casting of profit and loss account. So here you will get 1,41,000, and same we can write on the debit side of profit and loss account, and you will have a difference at the debit side. So here we can write to net profit, and the difference is 52,200. So this is the net profit which is needed to be forwarded to the share capital. So here we can add it net profit, and we'll have the total of these two and the outer column, that is 3,77,200. So once we have done with all the adjustments and the castings, the final step of doing the tally of the balance sheet. So if the debit, that is the liabilities, is equals to assets, which means that our numerical is correct. So here the total is 4,32,000 and 4,32,200. So here both the sides, that is liability side 4,32,200 and the asset side 4,32,200 is clear. So from this, now we are being able to do the preparation of final accounts of the given numerical. So now you have been cleared with the statements of how to prepare the final accounts. So today we'll stop here, and this will be the end of unit number 2 of the subject business accounting. Next, in the next session, we'll see the third unit of business accounting, that is bank reconciliation statement. Thank you.